Mark Carney trying to convince whoever he's talking to here that the United States is not that important? Give me a break.
This year's G20 summit brought together nations representing 3/4 of the world's population, 2/3 of global GDP, and 3/4 of the world's trade. And that's without the United States formally attending. It's a reminder that the center of gravity in the global economy is shifting.
Is it? You wish, but is that true?
The last century was defined by concentration of capital, production, and power.
I guess. And technology.
The next one will be defined by diffusion of technology, of energy, and influence, by the rise of the global south and new roles for middle powers like Canada, to multilateral arrangements that work for all.
You hope that. I'm speaking from Carney's point of view. How do you know that? How can you say, oh, the next century is going to be this? Like, I don't think you should make a claim where you're that certain of what's going to happen. And just you hope, oh, Canada, middle powers like Canada are going to have a place in the next century. I don't know. I mean, obviously they'll have a place, but I do not think that America is going to stop being the power. I know some people think maybe China is going to take over. And then even when you talk about the future of technology, almost every big company in the world is in America. NVIDIA, Apple, Google, Meta, Amazon, not really a tech company, but also pretty much is as well. America's so powerful. Canada just has to accept that.
Our task is to ensure that Canada doesn't only endure this shift, but that we prosper under it.
It really bothers me when Canadian politicians talk like this. Trudeau did this too. How do you know? Just live in the real world. Don't even talk about the next 100 years. Like, Trudeau will be, oh, this transition to a green economy. What the heck?
And that demands a new economic strategy. That's why Canada is signing new deals with new partners.
The economic strategy should be productivity growth. What about that? Nobody in Canada even fucking cares about that anymore. I don't even swear that much, but it's so infuriating.
Diversifying our trade and attracting billions of dollars of new investment into our country. Under South Africa's presidency, this G20 is focused on solidarity, equality, and sustainability. Priorities that Canada strongly supports. At a time when too many countries are retreating into geopolitical blocs or the battlegrounds of protectionism, Canada believes that the G20 must remain
Who's he talking about there?
a bridge. At this year's summit, we've deepened our partnerships.
It is so disappointing that Canada voted for another globalist. Like, I don't even know what Trudeau, what you'd call him. He was just like a guy that somehow got elected because he had a famous last name. But then to go from that, Trudeau's policy still, whoever was giving it to him was globalist, to just go right to Carney is insanity. And it's just from all the elbows up crap. Like, when I watch this, I can't believe that Canada just doubled down on globalism. Who thinks that's working? Like, it's only working for a very small percentage of people who are already set in life, or like if you've moved to America or something like that. And obviously, like, there's a small percentage in any society that's still having a good time, but it's wild.
We have 60, I believe, we double check the number, 62 leaders around that table. And that's multilateralism. And the I look at it more from who shows up, who engages, who does the work, and who builds. And
having a meeting is not an accomplishment.
Canada shows up and Canada engages. And I think collectively we've made a lot of progress. Now, I'm not going to oversell it because there are big challenges to multilateralism. We all know that. And the nature of that is in flux. And
look, to try to be charitable to Carney. He's kind of in a tough spot, maybe. I mean, he ran on this elbows up thing, but like if America is still trolling Canada and putting tariffs on, I mean, you could say, well, what do you expect him to do? I don't know. I still think there's a lot of like, almost like demagoguery, for sure, I would say, in Canadian politicians, not just Carney, about like demonizing America when it doesn't, like, Canada can't treat America like an equal. You have to have a level of understanding that they're like the big brother. So you don't need to be railroaded, but I mean, you need America. Like, I just the entire stance of the Canadian Liberal Party is ridiculous, and just because it works with voters, that's the other part that's very like frustrating. Yes, it maybe electorally will work, but what is Canada doing? This weird obsession with trying to stick it to America, and all this multilateralism talk. The focus should just be Canadian productivity growth. And whether you're doing it for multilateral or American or whatever, there needs to just be like a wake-up call. Canadians need to like understand that if we don't grow our GDP, we're never going to solve our debt problems. People are never going to have high-paying jobs. Yeah, anyway. So I'll finish the video. Like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.